So you're thinking about selling at outdoor vendor markets like farmers markets or pop-ups, but you're feeling a bit anxious because you're unsure if you're able to set up your pop-up canopy on your own, or maybe you're curious if you might need some assistance with it. Today I'll be showing you what it looks like to set up your pop-up canopy on your own. Be sure to watch until the end so you're not missing out. And also hit that subscribe button so that we can continue on this vendor market journey together. My name is Adriana, and I've been selling my handmade jewelry at vendor markets for just about a decade now. And a large majority of my vendor market activity happens to be at outdoor farmers markets. My typical farmers market season is from April through October, and I typically do about 2 markets a week. And it's something I do solo. But I know quite often people bring helpers with, especially when it's to do the setup. But don't let that deter you from feeling like it's not something you'll be able to do. There are a lot of vendors that come that do need assistance with setting up their tent, and the other vendors are always more than happy to help. I'm going to go ahead and set up my pop-up canopy. However, the first thing I do want to mention is that I have my weights already set out. So you can kind of see I have 4 weights, 1 for each leg. It is very important from just a safety standpoint that you do use weights for your pop-up canopy. I have 40 pounds of weights on each leg. I know that it's not always easy just to carry like one 40-pound weight. So I see a lot of people just double up on weights if that's what you need to do. I'm going to go ahead and just start to set up my pop-up canopy. That way you can get a sense of what that looks like. It's fairly heavy. I wish I knew how much this weighed, but the first thing that I like to do is just extend out the legs as much as I can. And typically when I'm doing this, I can do this within a matter of less than a minute. But if you're first just getting started, you might just have to kind of wiggle your way around. So the first thing that I end up doing is once I have this out, I'll actually sneak underneath and pop it up. Just kind of lift it up and pop it out. That way it extends the legs fully out. And then I'll go around each side. And I'll typically do this from the inside. And I will say that this isn't always easy to get that up and snapped into place. But I've been doing this for a number of years now, and I'm kind of just used to it. And then I just put my foot on the bottom leg, the bottom little frame of the leg, and pull upwards. So the reason why I end up setting up my weights and having them out is because the very first thing that you want to do when you get your tent up is get those weights on right away. The last thing you want is for a strong gust of wind to come and take it. So let's go ahead and get those weights on. These particular weights that I'm using are by Max. They're really awesome, and I'll give you a close-up of what these look like. But they're great because they hug the leg of your pop-up canopy, and then they strap around. So these ones you can fill up with, say, water. I have mine with sand. I also have some friends that also put cement in, especially because they do a lot of farmers markets along the coast and it gets really, really windy. So I'm going to go ahead and get these strapped on. Usually, actually getting up the pop-up tent, getting my weights on typically just takes a few minutes. But this gives you kind of an idea of what that looks like to do it on your own. If I'm not having to go very far with my pop-up canopy, for example, I do have a farmer's market where I literally park right behind my setup. So in that case, I don't put it in the actual carrying case, but I do have a market where I actually have to walk quite a ways. So it'll end up being in a carrying bag with wheels on it so I can easily wheel it. And I'll show you that right now. So this is actually the carrying bag it comes with. It has wheels on it. Mine are muddy because I do a market where it's muddy out. So ideally, all you're doing is just pulling and rolling it. It makes it really easy. I'm not gonna lie, this thing sucks putting it on your tent, and it sucks taking it off. So if I don't have to use it, I don't use it. But unfortunately, I do have a market once a week that I need to use it. The pop-up canopy that I use is an ABC canopy. It's the easy pop-up. It's a commercial grade pop-up. It does come with sidewalls, so that's really great for days where it's raining like today. The weights that I use are by Max. I love these ones. You can easily fill them up with whatever water or sand or cement, but they kind of have this notch out so it fits nicely snug around the tent leg, and these just simply Velcro on. These are really great. So if you're looking for an easy option, and they just really look nice and sleek. Now that I have set this up, let's go ahead and take it down. So typically I will just unstrap everything and take off the weights. This particular pop-up has little buttons that you will want to press to either extend or lower the legs. And so I'll just go around and do that. Now I will say that you just want to be mindful that this will drop down once you start to release the buttons on the legs. And so just be mindful of that. And so I did the bottom half, and then I'll go around, same thing. There's the little buttons on the inside, and that'll release the frame. And there we go. There you have it. At least that gives you kind of an idea of now how to take it down as well. So today I shared with you how I set up my pop-up canopy on my own and my weights, as well as the pop-up canopy that I use and the weights that I use. And now that you've seen my process, is this something that you think you might be able to do on your own, or do you think you might have to plan for assistance? Let us know in the comments. And thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here with me today. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so we can continue on this vendor market journey together. Now, the next thing you will want to do is watch this next video, because you'll need to know how to merchandise your vendor booth display like a pro. And as always, thank you for being a part of this growing community of creative collaborators. We'll see you next time.